This worksheet is over Objective 5 for tax. It says in the graph of the function y equals x squared plus 5, which describes the shift of the vertex of a parabola if in the function 5 is changed to -2. So this means that instead of having x squared plus 5, we would have y equals x squared minus 2. Well, when you're talking about the vertex is going to be right here at these numbers. It's starting at 5, and how is it changing to go to -2? Well, if it's a positive, it's going down to -2, so I know it's got to be going down. So these two can cross off. And then when I go down, I'm going to go down, like on a number line, if I'm at 5, I'm going to go down 5 and down 2 more, which means my answer will be D, that I'll go down 7 units. Number 2 says, which expression describes the area in square units of a rectangle that has a width of 4x to the 3 y squared and a length of 3x squared y to the 3rd? Well, the area of a square is length times width, so I'm going to have 4, or area of a rectangle, either way. Let's see, 4x to the 3rd y to the 2nd times 3x squared y to the 3rd. I take 4 times 3, which is 12. So that means that I can cross off these two already because I know that they don't have the right number. Then when you're multiplying, you add the exponents. So I've got x to the 5th, y to the 5th, which would be G. Right here it says the area of a rectangle is 30 m11 n to the 5th square units. If the length of the rectangle is 6 m to the 4th n squared units, how many units wide is a rectangle? Well, to be able to do that, we know that area equals length times width. Well, they gave us the area and they gave us the length. So I could put it in this formula and then solve for W, or I can just write 30 m to the 11th n to the 5 all over 6 m to the 4th n squared. Then I'm going to go and treat this like a regular number. 30 divided by 6, that's 5. There's only one answer. Because to finish it, m to the 11th, you take 11 minus 4, that's where the 7 comes from. 5 minus 2 is 3. On the next one, it says, when graphed, which function would appear to be shifted 2 units up from the graph? Y, or f of x equals x squared plus 2. Well, if we're shifting up, we're going to add 2 units. So I have x squared plus 3. There's my answer, letter G. Number 5, it says, how would the graph of the function y equals x squared plus 4 be affected if the function was changed to y equals x squared plus 1? Well, what happens when we go from x squared plus 4 to x squared plus 1? I'm going down. I'm going down from 4 to 1. So it's not this one. It's not even these, left or right. It's letter C. I'm going to be shifted because 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, this next one right here that you should have on your paper says, when the graph shows a function, y equals x squared plus c, which one is going to show when c is less than -1? Meaning, when is this number going to be lower than -1? Well, here's -1. This one's above it. Here's -1. Oh, there it is. Down below, it's going to be B, but I'll check the others. This one's right at -1. Well, that doesn't say equal to, so that can't be it. And this one is above -1. So the answer is B. The next one, it wants to know which expression is equivalent, which one is equal to. What I would do here is I would do the top first. 8 times 2 is 16. 3 plus 5, x to the 8th. So I've already done this now. Now I'll take 16 divided by 4, and that equals 4. So I can get rid of these two. And then I have 8 minus 6, which is 2, x to the 2nd power. So my answer is B. This one says y equals x to the 3rd. What is equivalent to x to the 12th? Okay, so let's think about this. If I wrote all this out, if I had x to the 3, x to the third power, what would I have to have 12 of them? Well, I'd have 4 sets of this, because 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 12. Every x to the third is the same as a y, is what this is saying. So, because this is going to be x to the 12th, then I know that one y is 3 x's. Well, how many y's do I have? Y to the 4th. So your answer is supposed to be J. This next one says which expression represents the area of a rectangle whose sides measure, and it gives you the 2 pieces. So that means I'm going to take 2x squared y to the 4th z times 5x y to the 4th z to the 3. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. That means that I can eliminate a and b. Now I know I add the exponents. Now this one doesn't have an exponent, but it means there's a 1 right there. 2 plus 1 is 3, x to the third power. Well, actually I could cross out already. This one doesn't have it. And then y to the 8th. This is a 1 here, z to the 4th. The next one, it says which one is, what is it in simplified form? When you're dividing, you subtract your exponents. 4 minus 3 is 1, so I have 1a. The b's, or I have a to the first power, sorry. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. This is a 1, 1 minus 2, c to the negative 1. Well, I don't see any negative exponents anywhere in here, but this is the same to make them all positive. A would stay on top, B would go below, and so would the C. Your answer is letter D. Okay, now this one right here says, if the graph is translated 7 units down, which of the following best represents the graph? Right here, I'm starting at 1. And I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there I am at negative 6. So I'm looking for the graphs that have the vertex at negative 6. That's negative 7. That's not it. These graphs are hard to read. Right here, this one looks like it is at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's at 5. This one's at 6. Your answer would be D. Next one says the graph of the function y equals x squared minus 3 is shown below. If the graph of the original function is shifted 5 units up, which of the following equations is the best represents the translation of each point on the curve? Well, I start here and I go and I translate it up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at plus 2. I also know that if I add 5 right here, I'm going to come up with a positive 2, which gives me B for my answer. The next one, which expression is equivalent to, and it's multiplying all these? Well, if I take negative 3 and negative 5, that's a positive 15. I'm just going to take all these first. Times negative 4. That would be negative 60. I could get rid of these. So I have negative 60. Now, when you're multiplying, you add the exponents. 1, 4, 5, 6. A to the 6th power. B, 1, none there. B to the 5th power, because that was a 4, that was a 1. C to the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. C to the 9th. Your answer is C. The next one, it says, for all real numbers m and n, which of the following statements is always true? Right here, you look and think about 2m to the 4th power. I have 2 to the 4th power, which means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. This is 4, that's 8, and that's 16, so this is not going to be right. This here, when you're multiplying the bases, you add the exponents. This is correct. This one is not right because when you have a power to a power, you have to multiply. This should be m to the 8th, n to the 6th. So far I've got this one right here. Now here, remember these, you can't put these together, and it'd be 3m to the 3rd, n to the 3rd. It can't be like this because the 3 is not to the 3rd power. So this is not correct. Whoops, the paper went crazy. This last one, it says the graphs of f of x and g of x are shown on the grid below. If f of x is x squared plus 3, what is the equation for g of x? Well, it's down here at -7. Your answer is D, f of x equals x squared minus 7.